Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today we are going to do something a bit different. I want to respond to a very common Christian claim, the claim that the Qur'an affirms the preservation and absolute authority of the previous scriptures, specifically the Bible. I want to give this response because I think it's a very good point that is overlooked by both the Christian apologist pushing the claim and the Muslim apologists responding to it. So let's first listen to how the argument is presented.
The Quran actually points to the previous scriptures as the authority on truth, the standard of truth. You don't believe me? What's the only thing we do? We just read. So here's chapter 10, verse 94. Watch what it says. Talking to Muhammad. So if you are in doubt, talking to Muhammad, regarding what we have revealed to you, the Quran, then ask those who have been reading the scripture before you. The truth has come to you from your Lord, so be not of those who doubt. What? Hold on a second. You mean to tell me that Muhammad himself, if he's doubting, if he's doubting the Quran, what's been revealed to him, then he needs to go to the people who've been reading the scripture before him? So then this is what this creates. This means, because doubt means that you don't have the truth, right? You're uncertain about the truth of a thing. So in order to find the truth, to get certainty, you can go check with the people of the book who've been reading the scripture before you. So this is what it is. So for Muhammad to get certainty, in case he's doubting what Allah revealed to him in the Quran, he can go to the people of the book. And then they can show him like, yeah, man, this actually lines up. Then he'll know that what he's receiving is actually from God. That means that the reverse is true. That if he goes to these people and they show him, yeah, no, the Torah don't say this. No, the gospel don't say this is all contradictory. This is something different. Then he'll know that what he's receiving is actually not from God. So what is the authority? What is the standard of truth according to this verse? It's the previous scriptures, the Bible, ladies and gentlemen. The Quran attests to the authority, inspiration, revelation, preservation of the Bible. It's as simple as that.
Here, Avery, who calls himself Godlogic, claims that Quran 10:94 establishes the Bible as the ultimate authority over the Quran. According to him, the Quran must be judged by its conformity to the Bible, and since the Quran disagrees with the Bible in Muhammad's time, the Quran would therefore be declaring itself false. This claim, however, is based on a complete misunderstanding of the verse, without even attempt to read it carefully. Let's read the verse again. So if you, O Prophet, are in doubt as to what we have revealed to you, then ask those who were reading the scripture before you. The truth has certainly come to you from your Lord, so be not among the doubters. Now notice what the verse does not say. It does not tell Muhammad to read the previous scriptures. It does not tell him to judge the Quran by the Bible. It tells him to ask the people of the book. And here's the key problem for this Christian argument. If the Quran were really making the Bible the absolute criterion of truth over itself, then by an even stronger implication, it would be making the words of the people of the book the criterion of truth. Because if Muhammad is told to ask them, they would respond with their own interpretations of the Bible. So this wouldn't just make the Bible the authority. It would make Jewish and Christian interpretations of the Bible the authority over the Quran. But the Quran already disagrees with those interpretations. Even this prominent Christian apologist, inspiring philosophy, openly admits that the Quran's position is that the Jews and Christians distort their texts verbally.
So Mike, tell me why he would you have to give a reason though. Give a reason why he would want to contradict what he's hearing. Go ahead.
Because he is assuming what certain things you're hearing, like as we see in the Hadith, that the Christians might be, or no, even in the Quran, the Christians are hiding things, or they're twisting it with their tongues, as Surah 3 talks about. So at times, the Quran is giving you an answer for that. It's not that the scriptures have been corrupted. It's that the Jews and Christians are twisting it or distorting it with their tongue.
I respect you, not just what I said.
And this creates an unavoidable dilemma for the Christians pushing this argument. They must admit that the Quran teaches that Jews and Christians cannot be fully trusted to discern religious truth because of verses like Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:13, Ali Imran 3:78, and Ma'idah 5:41. So if Quran 10:94 were making anything an absolute epistemic authority over the Qur'an, it would be making the people of the book themselves that authority, which is impossible given what the Qur'an repeatedly says about them. Therefore, the most parsimonious reading of Qur'an 1094 is the classical Muslim understanding. The verse is referencing those among the people of the book who recognized the Prophet Muhammad from their scriptures and accepted Islam as a result of that. Figures such as the respected Jewish rabbi Abdullah bin Salam. In other words, such people serve as additional confirmation, not as epistemic judges over the Quran. To summarize, here is the argument in a strict syllogistical form. Premise 1. If a group is known to distort or misinterpret revelation, then their testimony cannot be treated as an absolute epistemic authority on truth. Premise 2. The Quran affirms that the people of the book distort, twist, or misrepresent revelation. Conclusion 1. Therefore, the people of the book cannot be absolute authorities on truth. Premise 3. Quran 1094 commands Muhammad to ask the people of the book not to treat their scripture as an independent epistemic authority. Premise 4. Asking people about a text makes their interpretation authoritative, not the text itself. Conclusion 2. Therefore, Quran 1094 makes their interpretation not the Bible, the reference points. From conclusions 1 and 2, Avery's interpretation of the Quran is logically invalid. The verse does not establish anything as a criterion of truth over what Allah revealed to Muhammad. To put it simply, Avery would have to argue that the Quran somehow doesn't know that if Muhammad asked Christians about Jesus, their answer would contradict the Quran. But this is absurd because the Quran already explicitly accuses Christians of holding false beliefs about Jesus. So, the Islamic dilemma collapses under its own logic.